Alrighty. Hey y'all. Okay. So listen. I don't know who this message is for. Well, it's for you. I think it's for you. Um I'm trying to train myself to stop and but it's just how I talk, man. Uh or I as if I'm not which they're kinda like in the same category, aren't they? You know who. Okay, so listen. I have a message or messages for you. Whoever you are, this is for you. If it's not for you, then it's not you. That's all I can say. Because I don't feel like this message is going to be for everybody or fit everybody. It just depends. It depends on how you look at it. Depends on who you are. And this is coming from my particular reality. This is coming from my experiences. This is coming from the things that I've been noticing. I'm not saying that it's 100% right for every single person. Everybody has their own thing, their own beliefs, yada yada yada. You know how the old spiel, you know how it goes. It's just my opinion. It's just my opinion. If you have a better one, if you have a different one, you can express it or not. I mean, as long as respect is there, love and respect. Because this is most definitely coming from a loving place when it comes from me. So I wasn't too sure, like, really, honestly, how to say this. I've been practicing this for a little second here, and I have been holding back. I've been holding back a lot, to be honest. Certain things I just don't say, don't ruffle, certain feathers, because I want this to be like a safe heaven, Haven, heaven, safe. I want this to be a safe place. I don't want to discriminate. I don't want to be, be picky or say that this is just for this particular group or that particular group. It's not even like that. It's for anyone who finds something here. Hey, you're more than welcome. So I say that to say this. I get that we all have different, levels of understanding and beliefs and this, that, and the third. But at the end of the day, I do believe that we all have the same goal or we all want the same thing. And who doesn't want peace and happiness? If not, then this is not a place for you. This is most definitely not a place for you. And I'm not saying that you have to be all sprinkles, glitter, and rainbow. Life doesn't really work that way, but it can. Not saying it 100% of the time, because without obstacles, it's kind of hard to know, you know, what it is and what it's not without obstacles. I mean, but after a while, you start to realize, you start to accept and bring, like, hey, obstacle, come on, bring it, depending on who you are or where you are in life. It's like obstacles become tiny little things, tiny little occurrences that you end up flowing through. And I'm still learning that, believe it. Like, I'm preaching about it, but I'm still learning it too. Because sometimes we let our emotions get the best of us. And yeah, it's all part of the journey, man. It's all part of the process. It's all part of learning, because eventually you do learn. And it feels fantastic when you can, like, finally end up, like, just flowing through certain things. Because there's certain things I've let roll off my back that I thought that would never be possible. And it's certain labels and certain things I've given myself throughout, you know, the years, and anxiety, depression, ADHD, certain things. And now I've found, oh, namaste is 1010. Somebody look up the angel number. That is for you. That one's for you. But yeah, it's just certain things we give our attention to, and I'm starting to realize that none of it is a bad thing. I'm starting to realize that it's all, anything that's not for you is teaching you something. Like, anything that you've indulged in the past, and you're like, oh, that was a mistake. It wasn't necessarily a mistake. It was just a little obstacle. And if you calling it a mistake now, that means you've gotten over that obstacle. So, high five. I know that's a little corny, but whatever. High five. But yeah. So, I'm just here to give a very loving warning that Yeah, it's never too late because there's no timing better than, nature's time, I'd say. The universe's time. God's time. It's like, but you have more, you have like you have more. I'm trying to be careful with my words because I don't want to give the wrong impression. When I say control, because you do have to learn to let go of control and just go with the flow. So that's where it gets kind of confusing because certain words, I don't know a better word for it. But you do have more say so. How about that? You have more say so than you think you do, and you can really shape things to benefit the particular world that you want to live in. And there's a lot of things going on right now. There's a lot of things happening, and I feel like some people can get discouraged, or there's a lot of fear that can come from things that are happening and will happen because things are going on, things are taking place, and it's just getting started. And the countdown was definitely started, and it's not much time left to really wake up and get it together. Now, no one says that you have to figure everything out in a day, or a week, or a month, or a year, but get to a solid place where you want it though. I think that's the key to it. Once you get to a place where you like, you know what, I just want what's best for me and mine without anyone being hurt. You know what I mean? Whatever that looks like, whatever that looks like. As long as you're not hurting anybody, I feel like the sky's the limit, and you should be able to, grasp your desires. And I don't want anyone to have any type of fear, especially if you're indulging in certain things and you're picking up certain messages and information. Sometimes it can be a little freaky, it can be a little scary. But I don't think it's meant to do that. I think that fear just comes from the unknowing place, or it also comes from being attached to old habits and belief systems. So please, nothing that you ever hear on the podcast, please don't be afraid. Don't let it put any fear in you. When I say that you don't have much time left, I don't want you to feel like, oh, it's too late. It's never too late. It's never too late. I'm just saying, because, divine timing is beautiful. So it's not that. But if you're hearing this, clearly you have time if you're hearing this. And, well, if you're not hearing this, then you wouldn't think of nothing to be afraid of anyway, because you didn't hear this. Sorry. I really entertain myself. I'm a hoot. I really entertain myself. I'm funny to me. Anyway, okay, so yeah, moving on. I'm just saying, right now is one of the best times to be alive. Right now is one of the best times to make changes and to really grasp onto new concepts, especially the ones that you've already been trying to rid yourself of. And the thing is, don't try to shape people that you know or people that are around you. I mean, share if you feel secure enough, if you feel safe enough. Share what you would like to share. Some stuff you may have to keep to yourself because you just know how other people are. But you can't want healing for other people though. You know what I mean? And it doesn't necessarily have to be healing. It's just you can't force others to wake up either. You know, it's like it's one of those things where it doesn't really. You just can't. You can't force it. It won't feel the same. You can't force someone to be aware. And when you come into awareness, when you come into consciousness, when you come into that, it's a feeling, and you can't force someone to feel something. Either they feel it or they don't. All I'm saying is it's for you. And if you feel like there's someone in the same boat as you, and has that same particular core of searching, then by all means share with them, help them out. Especially if they ask, you asking, shall so you receive. But if not, then you can try. You can throw your hook out there. If you get a bite, you get a bite. But I'm just saying, you know what you got to do. And I'm talking to you. You know what you got to do. And you don't have to force that on yourself. You know what I'm talking about? Because I do get a lot of things and I get a lot of messages, and I wasn't too sure like what to say on this episode, like how to do this. So I'm going just spitballing here. I'm just going random. If it, I'm just gonna throw it into the stick. It's gonna land somewhere because it's hard. I feel like I'm pulling in like because it's so infinite. It's so many different, multiple ways. I can't just have one narrow message. I feel like you'll get this because you're meant to. If I'm confusing you, then there's probably I don't know. Well, if you were led here, you were led here though, so I can't be confusing. I might just be confusing myself because I'm trying too hard to make it make sense, and I do that a lot actually. I just be wanting it to make sense because I just really want to help so bad, and it's like you're doing your part, just relax. And so I had to coach myself. Sometimes you got to do that, but anywho, back to the topic. Whatever it is that you know you got to do, take it moment by moment, not day by day, because sometimes that's hard for people to take it moment by moment. Coach yourself. Take your time. Now, I knew that it would be kind of difficult though, for me to really, because like I said, I was really thinking about like how do I get this message out there, because it is a warning. It's a warning that you can't just sit there and not do nothing. You can't just sit and do nothing. And it's like you know there's something you have to do, and you may be afraid to do it. All I'm saying is maybe you should write it down, work it out. If you don't feel like any of that, if you just don't feel like it, just plan it in your head at least. You have to. What's the one step you can take, right? What's one thinking about it is a step in itself, right? What can you do to get closer? What's the tiniest step? Think about that. Not just step one. I need to do step two. No, what's the tiniest? What's the smallest little thing that you can do to get closer? How about that? Start off with this, the smallest you can. How about that? Start off there. Tiny, tiny, tiny. It's like, okay, I need to eat better. I'm gonna grow my own vegetables, for example. Okay, you want to eat better. You want to have a healthier living. You don't have to just go out and buy stuff in bulk and then all of a sudden start juicing and cutting yourself out of everything. It doesn't necessarily have to be that way. If that doesn't work for you, that does not work for you. So it's like, what's the littlest step I can take? Because sometimes it can just be too much to just sit and plan all this stuff out, especially if you have ADHD. You is taking those first steps can be difficult to a certain degree for some people. So it's like, okay, I want to start gardening. I don't know nothing about gardening. So what can I do? Let me just go on YouTube and just go on a binge and just watch a bunch of videos. Some people like, well, I don't want to just scroll to death. Listen, you know you better than anybody. Start where you're comfortable, right? And I know they say that, the best things come when you're uncomfortable. You're already uncomfortable. You're already beating yourself up about not doing what this thing is that you know that you need to do, right? Because you have to take certain steps. You have to raise your vibration, and there's certain things in your mind that you know is better for you. That's best for you. To reshape your reality, you have to start somewhere. It is time to really check yourself. It's time to really start thinking like, how can I raise my vibrations? How can I make myself feel better? Because the outside things that you're thinking about, or people are telling you about, or the criticism you've heard, it may be right. Sometimes the criticism, sometimes people are right, sometimes people aren't. But the thing is, you know different. You know better. What is it that can make you happier? What is it that can make you love? What is it that can help you love unconditionally? What is it that keeps you from loving unconditionally? Just thinking about it is the first step. Because then you're no longer in denial. Understand me? You're no longer in denial. So it's like, what can I do? Because the time is now. You're running out of time. You're running out of time. And I know it can be a little rough. It can be a little rough. Because it's like, you feel like, no, I have plenty of time. Yeah, you kind of do. You kind of do. But At the same time, certain things are still going to take place and they're still going to happen around you. You know, it's like almost like and this is I really don't care for this example, but it's the closest one I got right now. Is school, because the school system is, don't let me get started school system, but public school system it is, because I don't have any experience like private schools or anything like that. But let's just use that as an example. You have all the semester, you have all that semester, you have all next semester. But if you say that every semester, yes, the school will be there, the teachers will be there. You can always take your time and get your diploma. But everybody else is graduating. Like it just is what it is. Like you got all the time in the world. If you want to wait until you're such and such whatever age or whatever, if you want to stay back 2 or 3 times, hey, it's your prerogative. But time still goes on. The world still moves on. Things still move on. And you're gonna be beating yourself up because you figure you had all this time. At a certain point, you gotta realize time is an illusion and all this other stuff, yes. But at a certain point, you gotta understand that you at your core is gonna have enough, is gonna get enough, and you're gonna start to make certain decisions. So it's like, which one are you gonna do? Are you gonna make decisions out of love, or are you gonna make decisions out of fear? Which one is it? Because you're gonna have to pick. You're gonna have to decide. And I'd rather you pick what's better for you, especially when you know better. If you're here, you already know better, or you're on your way to knowing better. So to keep this a little less confusing, because when I tell you guys, and I'm sorry if it's hard to keep track, if it's hard to keep up with me, if it's hard to make certain sense of all of it, maybe bits and pieces are sticking out to you. I'm sorry if this whole thing from front to back isn't like plain and simple, because I feel like I'm talking to like a million people at one time, but it's like I'm talking to one person. But at the same time, I feel like I'm talking to a million people. But it's like it's one concept, but a million ways to say it, and it's like I'm saying all those million ways to say it at one time, which makes it confusing. So I decided to pull out my cards. Yay! Sorry, I make myself laugh, bro, and I love it. If I don't make nobody else laugh, I make me laugh. Real talk. I am hilarious. Okay, so anywho. So I brought my cards with me. Well, I brought my cards with me like I'm somewhere else. I brought my cards. And they're going to help me to pinpoint a message. Now, I thought about doing this before. And I was holding myself back. Nothing was holding me back. I kept making excuses on why I couldn't do this. And slowly but surely, I was shown that they were just excuses. And so I'm happy today to share my first reading on my podcast. This is my first reading on my podcast. I want to say, yeah, this is my first reading on my podcast. And don't be disturbed, but I do talk to myself. Yes, I do. Not in a weird. Well, I'm weird. Weird is not a bad thing though. But anyway, so I brought my cards along to help, and I think that I'm gonna make this more of a habit of doing readings on here, because I kind of drifted away. Not kind of. I did a lot. I drifted away a lot from my cards, and they have always helped me pinpoint the things that I need to get out to the collective. And I'm sitting here with all of them spread out, and I'm like, they just been kind of sort of collecting dust, and I'm like, that's not fair to you or me. And yeah, so I brought them along to clarify a few things. So yes, let's give the which one of these first here. I'm gonna use my Wild Unknown Tarot deck. Y'all give the Wild Unknown Tarot. Y'all give them a hand. Give them a hand. All right, yes, because they were my first deck, and I love them to pieces, and I just care about them. And I do feel like all my decks have like their own personalities. Like to a certain degree, I feel like they have, because it's this energy. You know what? Now that I think about it, like the people in my dreams, like how I feel the energy, and it's almost like their identity. Like I can tell, like it's like I have my eyes closed and I can still pinpoint who's who in my dream because of the energy. Because I feel that, and the energy talks more than the actual people do. Now that I think about it, it's healthy for me to say these things out loud because a lot of stuff I don't realize does that out loud. So thank you for bringing me here. Okay, so yeah, so back to the cards. So I do feel like they have their own personalities now. Yeah, sorry. But this deck, my Why Don't Know deck, they have more of a funny personality. They're straightforward, straight to the point. They're not as serious as like my ancestor deck, who are also here today, and they might show their face. What do y'all think? Y'all might come. They say they might make an appearance. My Hoodoo Tarot deck, y'all can give them a hand as well, because they're also here. And they might have something to say. Not too sure. I love my ancestors deck. That's way. I feel like I get way more ancestor like messages from the ones that have already ascended. I feel like I get a lot more with that deck. I love it. I just love how every little deck I have is different here. I don't feel anybody else screaming out right now that they want to be. Maybe the Divine Doors. I love them to death. They always like to pop up. So they might pop in here. But anywho, let me go ahead and get straight to it. So let's see what my Wild Unknown deck. What message? Okay. Oh, okay. We have Justice, y'all. So far, we have the Justice card. Oh, I just had one off. Okay, wait a minute. Wait a minute. I had a lot that came out. You know what? I'm gonna take every last one of them because it wasn't that. Usually, when this many fall out, I just try to reshuffle and try to redefine. But since you guys came out in such a organized way, and I had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cards that came out. So we have Justice, which was the first one was Justice. I'm trying to make sure I don't take my mouth away from the microphone so you guys can hear me. Then we have the Magician. I love the Magician. Oh, and this, I started laughing early and I was like, oh, sorry. And I came right back. I saw this card and I had a feeling it was going to show its face again, which is probably why I laughed. And I wasn't even too sure why I laughed. Sometimes I laugh and I'm not sure why. And now I see why. They have something to say. Okay. And so, let's see here. Oh, sorry. And by the way, this is the Eight of Pentacles. That's the one that came out that I was laughing at. Oh, so okay. I had to refresh my memory. I got my little guide here, my little notebook, just in case. Because it's been that long. Some of these I have forgotten, so y'all forgive me. Well, not forgotten, but they have they have multiple meanings, so some I had to like freshen myself up on. So all together we have 6 cards here. So I'm gonna go over them one more time. All together, because I didn't name the last 3, but I'm gonna name them together. And I'm trying to multitask you because I'm trying to stay close to the microphone, which is one of the excuses that I gave myself. I'm like, I don't want to just get into it, and then all of a sudden you're like, why my voice is so low? Okay, so we have the Magician, we have Justice, we have the Eight of Pentacles, we have 2 Wands, yay, 2 Wands. Sorry, and we have one of my favorites. That's a different story. I don't think we have time to go into that story, but one of my favorites is 7 of Pentacles. A lot of contemplation. And we have the Hanged Man. How interesting. That good old Hanged Man. Okay. So, headed in the right direction. Somebody. So that's what it was. So, someone's not tapping into their gifts. And your gifts go right along with your craft, like your skill, the thing that you're great at, the thing that you may even be passionate about. But it's like, it's one of those things where you probably put it in the hobby category, but it's way more than that. It kind of sounds, I ain't gonna lie, I really feel like I connect with this reading a lot. Because you have your Justice, you have your 2 Wands, right? Which is going in the right direction, which means that it's all going to pan out for you. It's all going to work out. Like, you think. Now, well, that's the one thing I can't relate. Because I feel like whoever this is talking to, when it comes down to the Justice in particular, I feel like you were told you couldn't. Or something made you lose your confidence. Someone, preferably someone made you lose your confidence. And someone close to you. Someone close. This is not just anybody. It's not that 3rd or 4th cousin. It's just a hater. It ain't that. someone close, particularly close to you, made you lose your confidence, and that's why it stings so much. And this person, you know, when you trust someone that deeply, when you love someone or care about somebody, and when they're the ones that end up being like show a little hater, you know, when they show a little bit of that hater, you almost believe them because you feel like deep down inside it has some truth to it. But all in all, people are just a mirror. Like for the most part, well, I don't want to say that because that's my belief. I don't want to put my belief on anybody. I believe, me personally, I believe that you created this individual to a certain extent, or that particular message that you got, or that particular personality that you're seeing. So, all in all, you don't have to be discouraged. Sometimes you do need to hear something, so it puts a little fire in you, and so that you know you can move forward. Because sometimes you do end up working a little bit harder when you proving somebody wrong, and it does tend to be a little delicious. You know what I'm saying? But sometimes you just gotta prove yourself right. That's more important. Like, cause you know, like you got this. You know you got this. So whatever it is that you hold back, turn that hobby, whatever you kind of pushed to the side a little bit and made it into like that. It got that little hobby type of vibe to it. It's more than that. It's more than that. You can make it more than that. Like when you have someone tell you that you can't do this, and for example, it's not gonna get you nowhere. It's not gonna pay your bills, this and the third. Who says we're gonna have bills later? Like you don't have to keep being within the confines. What's that word? What's the word I'm looking for? I'm just lose person. But you don't have to be locked into that same belief system. We don't have to do that. We weren't put here to do that. If that was the case, we'd all look alike, and we'd all be doing the same thing. It's way too many options out here. It's way too much of an adventure out here. Like, have you realized there were certain things that you had no clue people were doing or people were creating until you actually saw it? And you like, when have like I didn't know how many times you done said things. Like, really? I did not know people did this. I didn't know someone could do this until someone does it. So you can be that person if that's the case. Whether a million people are doing it, whether it's only you that's doing it. Make it possible. If you feel like it's impossible, make it possible. You know, pull your Tom Cruise out. You know, Mission Impossible. We're gonna make it possible. Make it possible. Okay, so let's see. And okay, so then we go back to my favorite card, of course. Let me hit back on with the contemplation. You've been thinking about this. The thinking needs to be right now. If you're gonna do any more thinking, it needs to be fine tuning. Now it's time to actually think about the actions that you're going to take. Don't just sit and daydream about it. I mean, you can still do that. That's fine. There's nothing wrong with daydreaming, but it's time to do more than that. Bring it into fruition. Give birth to this thing. You done planted. The seed has been planted. It has grown. Now it's time to give birth to it. No more contemplating. Okay? Okay? Alright. So, I feel like there's something else that needs to be said. Sure. Let me see here. And put these cards back into their box. Oh, I see the stone. Okay. But I'm going to leave that where it's at. But you know what? I don't know. Hold on. Let me go to my book here. Go to the stone real quick. Because it did come up twice. That's not why I was shuffling it to. Hope, peace of mind, relax, connect to serenity. I ain't even going to go into that. Do I need to go into that? Well, I might have need to say that. Peace. 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 Give your mind that closure. Give yourself that closure. Okay. So let's pull out my hoodoo deck. And go to my guide on my hoodoo deck. Oh, my handwriting was pretty decent. On this one. Man, that's a lot too. I really need to get back into my cards, y'all. I'm surprised they ain't giving me more of a hard time. Well, I've been giving myself a hard time, really. But anywho, let's see what. Alright, y'all. So we have the Hoodoo Tarot deck. And we're going to see what they have for us. Oh, okay. Okay. And we have 8 of sticks, which is sticks is like wands, y'all. 5 of sticks. That goes back into that ridicule father of sticks. Wow. Okay. Oh, my goodness. Oh, wands. Now, let me go back to my note on wands and go into a little bit more detail since it's all wands with this one. Where's my, there we go. Now, the wands is more like, you got like your fire signs, you have like that fire. Fire! You have that fire. I'm sorry. Oh, why am I so silly? I'm sorry, y'all. But you have that fire, yo. Okay. Now listen. Listen. It's a, whew, I feel it almost. With my halo. I feel it. It's okay. This is a lot. Somebody got some. That's why. Okay, so we got communication. We had that rapidness, that rapid movement, rapid progress, right? Hold on, let me go to my father here, who's a visionary, goal oriented. Oh my goodness, I love it. You know what? I don't think I've ever like actually pulled a father because I haven't really used this deck much. And I'm sorry, y'all, because they're one of my newest. I think they are the newest deck I got, and I didn't really get much practicing with them. But visionary, adventurous, wise, trustworthy. So look, and I'm leaving the 5 of sticks for last. Because anytime I pull it, I've seen the 5 of sticks plenty of times. Anytime I pull that one, I like to kind of get into that one. But you got your 8 of sticks, which is your rapid progress. You got your father of sticks. Now, the 5 of sticks is in the middle. Now, with your 5 of sticks is more so like you still have that energy of wishing, not wishing bad, but you have a grudge. You're pretty much holding a grudge, right? And you feel like you're being ridiculed or people are talking behind your back. And it might be true. And sometimes it's easier said than done because it really can make you feel bad, especially if you overhear someone or if you get from someone that you trust that someone's been talking about you and you know like that. It hurts, especially when it's coming from someone that you don't expect it from, is what I'm getting. Especially when it's the last person on the planet that you would think would do this to you. Listen, it happens. And when people do that, a lot of times it's something within them. A lot of times it's a misunderstanding. But sometimes that's just how people are. And it's like, it's not your fault that you didn't see it. And it's like, at a particular point, you got to let it go. For you. If not for anybody else, for yourself. Don't wish bad on them. Like, I feel like someone just has to hear that. Don't wish bad on them. I don't care what they did to you. Do not. Karma is still karma. Listen. How you react is where your karma comes in at. What they did to you is their karma. They're going to get their karma. Now, how you react is your karma. So you're going to act in a positive way or a negative way. Because the both of you can get kicked in the ass. Or only one of you. So which one is it? Which one you? Because it's up to you. It's up to you. Because spirit sees all. You know that. Karma don't miss nobody. Just sip your tea, your coffee, water, smoothie, whatever it is you like. I don't want to promote alcohol, but if that's your thing, that's your thing. If you have your wine or your beer or whatever, just sip your tea and just sit back. Now, at the same time, though, be careful. Don't celebrate in someone else's dismay. Now, don't celebrate when someone else is really down or whatever. Now, it gets sticky though, right? Because sometimes you do get a front row seat and you get to watch people get back. And then sometimes you the first one they come to for help. Now, it's up to you whether you still want to lend a hand or not, right? Me, I may be wrong, but I'm just saying, you are not obligated. You ain't obligated. I understand. Listen, I always wish you love and light. I'm a firm believer in that, but at the same time, it does not mean you're going against love and light just because you don't let someone come back to you. You don't let someone energy abuse is what I'm gonna call it. Because people do be these energy vampires, these energy suckers, these some people just ain't good for nobody, you know. And you are not obligated. And just because you're the better person, don't mean you got to keep being good to people. You don't have to be bad to them either, though. It's the thing. See, that's the thing. That's where it gets sticky. You don't have to be bad to nobody. And it may feel bad to say no to certain people. It may feel bad to not help certain people. But sometimes it's okay to say no. Sometimes it's okay to say no. Someone done bit you so many times, and you know that you're the only one. You still see good in this person. That's fine, but they need to find that good in them. They can't keep coming to you for you to find it, because that's not fair. That's not fair at all. So yeah, so that's what I'm getting out of this one. From my who do that. Thank y'all for joining us today. I appreciate y'all. But it really goes hand in hand with what also with the unknown tarot deck. Also with what they said about just doing your thing. It's time to take action. Put a little fire, like I said earlier. Put a little fire under your butt. Remove what does not belong, people. And yeah, we're gonna go ahead and go with the Divine Door. They love making a little appearance here. So we'll go to the Divine Doors, and then that'll be it. And these, oh, they're so pretty. They're so pretty. I wish you could see it. I wish you could see it. Okay. So this door here, and I'm gonna try my best to describe this door to y'all. It looks ancient. It looks like one of those where, you know, like you go to, let's say you're on a, imagine yourself being on, yes, travel with me, y'all. I like this. I just got a new idea. Travel with me real quick. Let's say you're on a spiritual retreat and you're up in the mountains, but it's like, no, it's like the forest. But it's like, it's still like the mountains. So sorry, y'all. That was not good. Okay, but look, you're on a spiritual retreat. You're hiking. It's very forestry, very greenery. Forestry, that's not a word. But it's like you're in the forest, right? And you had this guy taking you to all these special little places. And then you walk up to this one place that looks abandoned. And it looks like it used to be a little temple or something like that. And it's black. And it got like a little black little doorway. And there's some carvings all around it. And there's some trees. And then it's like the roots of the trees is surrounding all the door, but you can see into the little building. It's a tiny, tiny little room. It's not even a building. It's not even a house. It's like a little room. And it has some wood on the floor. That's what this looks like. And it has like a little stone wall there that I could see. And it's like 2 step-ups. If I should show y'all this card, I don't even know if y'all picture the same thing I'm describing, but this is what it looks like to me. Who would have thought? And I'm such a visionary. You would think I'll be better at describing certain things, but you know, maybe you can see the door that I'm describing. Hopefully you can close your eyes and just picture this door. But now, just go ahead and close your eyes anyway. If you're laughing, beautiful. Okay, so now, close your eyes, and this is the message from your door. Take a deep breath. Hummingbird song. Nectar of sweetness and joy it brings. The hummingbird's healing, all as medicine it seems. I'm sorry, okay, I'll read that one more time before I go. One more time. Your door is hummingbird song. Nectar of sweetness and joy it brings. The hummingbird's healing as medicine it seems. That is awesome. That is awesome. That is awesome. And I hope this episode was medicine for you. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you got a few giggles in. Yeah. That is so pretty. Nectar of sweetness and joy it brings. The hummingbirds healing as medicine. It seems the hummingbirds are so nice. That's medicine. I know that's right. I just love when things come together because I feel like all of that matches. But yes. And stay tuned for more. And if you like this one, let me know. And I'm going to come back, I think. Yes. I don't think I know. I'm going to go ahead. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead. I had got this weird, cringy feeling just now when I said I know. Because I really don't want to say that, and then I don't. But that just means that this message that I gave today was also for myself, because you guys deserve it. You really do. And since I haven't been doing any readings on my YouTube, which I do plan on getting back to, I think maybe. Yeah, I might get back to YouTube. I'm not too sure yet because I have other YouTubes that I've been working on. I don't know. We'll see. But for here, of course, I think that this is something I might make a habit of because it's easier to get the message off. Because the cards just help me put the message in place better, way, way, way better. But I hope you enjoy. I hope it helps. I hope it gave you a nice dose of medicine. Fire, fire. I just saw the word fire again, so I just decided to say it. Sorry, I'm so weird. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed, and I love you guys because I have no reason not to. And enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you for joining me.